How's it going, everybody? Today we're making Joshua Wiseman cinnamon rolls from his But Better series, Better Than Cinnabon. Pretty easy, follow along. I start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of granulated sugar, and about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons probably, of sea salt. Mix it up, whiskey business, get it mixed in, well incorporated. Next, we're gonna go in with softened butter. It has to be soft to the touch. Leave it outside for about an hour. 3 tablespoons. We're gonna put it directly into the flour mixture. With a fork, I like to break it up slightly before I start using my hands, just because I don't feel like having butter all over my hands all day. Once it's slightly incorporated, you kind of want to just break it up with your fingers. They say this mixture should look like wet sand. We're gonna need some heated milk to activate the yeast. So here we're putting about a half cup of milk. We're gonna warm it up to right around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Get it warm. I would suggest, they say lukewarm, but I would suggest to get a thermometer along with the yeast. For this recipe, I use about a half a packet. You could use more if you want it fluffier, or you could not. Get it mixed in well. Let it sit. They say you should activate it for about 10 minutes. Once it starts forming, it should be good to go. Here we have 1 whole egg, 1 egg yolk, and the milk mixture. We're going to start with the milk, pouring it in slowly, dumping it all at once. It probably won't incorporate the best, so I go in with the milk. Then we'll go in with 1 whole egg first, and let that do its thing for a moment. Then we'll go in with the egg yolk. Should mix it for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's pretty well incorporated. It's gonna come out sticky to the touch. That's okay. We added a little bit more flour because it was a little too runny. I think my milk was a little too warm when I put the yeast in, so it was too hot, so it cooked the flour a little bit, kind of made it into like a pashoot dough. But we fixed it, added some more flour. Here we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna knead it on a lightly floured surface for just like 30 seconds, just to get it well incorporated. Make a dough, right? Make it into a ball, and we're gonna throw it in to a greased container, covered in a warm place for hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, or at least until it's doubled in size. All right, now we're gonna make the filling. Filling's pretty easy. It's actually very easy. I'm going with a cup of dark brown sugar and about 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. You can use better cinnamon. I kind of like the false taste of the McCormick. It's kind of artificial, but you're eating a cinnamon roll, right? It's not a French pastry. All right, now that the dough's been rested properly, it's risen about 2 times the size. We're gonna lightly flour your surface. Check, you can see the air bubbles there. Roll it out. We're gonna roll it into a rectangle. Don't have measurements on this. I kind of just found the thickness of the dough that I liked, and that's the size of the rectangle I went. I wanted a little bit thicker. Like I said, no measurements, but this is how big I wanted it. We're gonna go down with the rest of the butter from that stick, which is about 5 tablespoons, and we're gonna mix that over the whole butter mixture. We're gonna put it down, and then we're gonna put our filling. I made a little too much filling. I could have used it all. They say to use it all, but I also didn't want to go overboard, right? A lot of the cinnamon mixture, when you cook, will go to the bottom, and I didn't want it to burn at the bottom of the pan. So, like I said, I left a little bit. You'll see. Start rolling it up, rolling it tight at the start. That's the most important part. At the end, you can kind of roll it all together at once, but at the start, go from left to right, from outside to middle, but make sure you have a tight seal there. Once again, grease. I like avocado oil. Vegetable oil, I think, is in a lot of stuff, but avocado oil is a little bit cleaner. Cut these a little too thick right now. You know, I didn't have the right pan for it, so I would say about 2 inches. I think these are probably closer to 3 inches. Should have turned my oven down a little bit probably to cook them, but they still turned out great. The edges there I actually threw in the air fryer. I put them in the air fryer for about 15 minutes at 320 degrees. They came out great. A little drier, right? But some people like that. All right, so to make the glaze, we're gonna go in with about 4 ounces of cream cheese. Beat it through with powdered sugar. Like I said, it's about a half a cup. play with it. You can taste it. This is one of those things where you can taste it at this point before you add the vanilla, and make sure it's as sweet as you want. Some people don't want it as sweet. Remember, you're gonna add milk to this too, so when you add the milk, it's gonna kind of pull back from that sweetness, so just keep that in mind. I like to add the milk little by little. If you add a lot at once, you kind of really can't take it away, so you have to go back and get the cream cheese, add more powdered sugar. So go slow with the milk, kind of, you know, teaspoon by teaspoon until you get the consistency. Try to make that figure 8. That's the consistency I was looking for. All right, those have been proofed. We proofed them for another 40 minutes just to get them a little extra rise. Baked in the oven, this is about 20 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I think they turned out great, right? You can see how that cinnamon mixture is kind of bubbling at the end. A good glaze on that, good crust.